This book, What is Man?, grew out of a need for a single publication which contained under one cover broadly representative views concerning the meaning of man. The term man in philosophy refers to humankind, both male and female. But in modern times, the word man exclusively refers to male, so the title was expanded to add male and female. The actual colors of blue for male and pink for female were deliberately used to emphasize man means male and female. This book focuses on the question, what does it mean to be human? Unlike other bestsellers like John Gray's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, the classic guide to understanding the opposite sex, that focuses on what it means to be male or female as of the year 2004. The scope of what is man, male and female, has been broadened to include the interests of parents in their parenting, sociologists, psychologists, and psychiatrists, as well as pre- and in-service teachers and other education administration personnel. All of these professions have man as their subject, so it is critical to their practices how they view the human. Who or what is it that they are attempting to define, teach, or develop therapies for? You will note that the resources used as endnote citations all predate 1987 and most predate 1975. That is because I used original sources written by the philosopher himself or a close colleague. Books listed in the respective philosopher's bibliography that were published after 1987 indicate how that philosopher's views on man have been developed by others after the philosopher's lifetime. I published the 2016 third edition to continue to answer two questions and introduce a third. What does it mean to be human? Who or what is it that we are attempting to define, teach, or develop therapies for? And the new question, what role does the inner and outer light play in each philosopher's view? We attached this book to the Light series because in the beginning was the light, God, from whom the human species, man and woman, came. Our Declaration of Independence, from which our Constitution was drawn, says that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Point 1. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin views man as the most highly developed consciousness, the leading shoot of evolution, the arrow pointing the way for further evolutionary development toward Omega Point, a final fulfillment of the world through creative union with Omega. Point 2. As the outer light, the psychical structure of man evolved, particularly his brain and nervous system, the inner light, consciousness, grows ever brighter. The first fully human man was the man who knew that he knew, had the power of reflective thought. Point 1. Martin Buber's view also emphasized the person and the personal. Man, an existent, is most human when engaging in the I-thou dialogue relationship with his Creator, the other than us, and fellow persons. The I-thou relationship with the other than us, God, is the essential human I-thou dialogue relationship. Following from the essential relationship will come other, lesser love relationships with our fellow humans. Love relationships which by definition mean mutual, direct, reciprocal sharing dialogue relationships with others than us. Point 2. The inner light of consciousness glows very bright in Buber's dialogue relationships. The outer light of the cognitive domain, which relates to the physical world, is not neglected but is given secondary importance because man is not primarily an intellect. His or her distinctive quality is not reasoning but valuing. Point 1. Man is a collection of innate tendencies to act. These impulsive tendencies are given meaning or direction by interaction with a mature social medium like our parents, teachers, etc. This interaction with his environment, which constitutes the social conditions which educate these original impulsive tendencies to act into definite and significant dispositions or habits. If we wish to understand the nature of knowledge, we must examine that brand of human inquiring which has produced the most knowledge, and then form a theory of knowledge based on its method. The field or branch of human inquiry which has produced the most knowledge is science. So scientific method will give us a correct understanding of the nature of knowledge. Point 2. The outer light, cognitive domain, the physical, empirical world, is the only reality there is to doing. All knowledge involves doing. If there is no doing, no action, there is no knowledge. Knowledge is action, action of a special type, directed action, learned to do by doing. Point 1. Jean-Paul Sartre's view is that man, the human person, is the primary existent who determines his own essence, defines who he is by the choices he or she makes, a God unto himself. I possess internal freedom. I am not determined, that is, predestined, but I can be influenced by my environment if I choose to be. Point 2. Sartre believed that whether or not God exists is irrelevant, since even if he did exist, he would play a part in my life only if I choose to believe in him first of all, and secondly, then choose to let him play a part in my decision making. Both the inner and outer light play a role in Sartre's view of man. For him, freedom is the ultimate reality, a value in itself. Making choices, especially authentic choices, involves the highest level of consciousness, reflective thought. Point 1. Burris F. Skinner views man as a reactive organism. Man as a reactive organism whose behavior is shaped and maintained by the consequences of a selective environment. Man, the human, as a biological organism, needs to be studied through a science of human behavior so that the behavior of man can be controlled and the human condition improved. Point 2. Man is physical, not mental and spiritual. He is determined, not free and responsible. He is created by an environment which selects the actions of man by reinforcing them, thereby making them more likely to reoccur. The inner light is simply a function of a highly complex brain, not psychic energy at work in the human. Is man, the human being, male and female, totally defined by any of these answers alone? Or is it the case that each of these views captures part of the reality that is humankind, but to capture the total phenomenon, we need each of them? Finally, it may also be true that man is a blend of what is free and what is determined, a complex product of heredity, environment, and personal choice. What do you think? What is man? To help you formulate your own answer, go to www.intolifebylight.com/books.